Hello everyone, Cruelty here with yet another video cast. This time I'm gonna videocast a replay on Open Palms, which is one of my favorite maps. Um, as you can see, it's gonna go down against Flowing Water against Dragon Force. Flowing Water playing as the Siren in the south alcove, and we have Dragon Force playing as the Aeon in the north alcove. Right, so to start off this video cast, I'm first gonna tell you something about the map. As you can see, it's actually meant for 6 players, which start here, 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 and respectively there. But it's commonly used as a 1-for-1 map as well, where you start in both the alcoves, and you have the entire map to battle on. Now, when you look at this map, there's a lot of mass points everywhere. So eventually people will have like both sides of the map. People will have a lot of mass. So you'll see a huge amount of factories around the hydrocarbon and in this base coming out, spamming just a shitload of tier 1 and eventually coming out to tier 2 and tier 3. Air has a good role here as well. You need to maintain your air superiority. You will often see an air factory being placed second on both sides. A lot of raiding going on early on, just huge armies going for these areas, while in the beginning you'll see small raiding parties goes for these areas to kill off engineers trying to build all those mexes. Right, so another thing to notice is these hillsides over here, only accessible by air, unless you use a sneaky engineer and place it around here or here, or where there's room to build a factory on the ridge, and then you can build engineers from that factory to capture these 3 mexes. They're very useful. Normal land units can't go there, so the enemy will have to focus on killing those mexes and spending time, which you often won't do because there's just too much going on in the middle of the map. So capturing these mexes early is always a good idea. Right, so I'm gonna start the replay. It's a bit longer, so I'm gonna put it on +2. I'm gonna give some info about the build orders here. Flowing Water going for an early factory. As you can see, it fits perfectly between these max points, and here it does as well. Going for the air factory second with this commander after building 6 power generators, so he'll probably go for an early jester or some early air superiority. Engineer first, which means he's gonna go for those 2 mexes and then start reclaiming around, going out and about. Dragon Force here up the north playing as the Aeon, going for an early hunter and assisted with a scout going on a hunt for early engineers. He, however, uses a different tactic, goes for 4 mexes with this commander and only 2 power generators, going for the hydrocarbon straight away with this engineer. And he will assist it, yep. Going for that max, and he's just gonna go on and about and capture all those maxes, securing that with a PD and some walls, and go for the other max with a factory. So he's gonna send his commander out early, while Flowing Water is gonna be a bit late and building that air factory. Right, so we see early raiding party going on, Mantis there, and also micro hit by Dragon Force, just pulling it around. The Mantis is constantly missing, and the Hunter is hitting it. So the Hunter, which only has 70 hit points, managed to kill a Mantis, which has 270 hit points. So now you can see what micro can do. Right, hydrocarbon is going up on both sides. Gonna go for the factories, and you see Dragon Force here going for some extra generators here, and an air factory second as well. So we're gonna see air out on both sides. Dragon Force here early with this commander getting those maxes with early mass advantage. And here you can see he just made a row of factories just because it saves time, just placing them in a row. more raiding parties going on, and as you can see, Flowing Water is not raiding Dragon Force at all. Not here, not there. He's just defending his own engineers with a Mantis and a Scout, preventing raiding parties from killing his engineers. It's a very valid tactic because you won't spend time microing your raiding parties over here. But hold on a second, we have a Jester here, as suspected, come out by Flowing Water, killing a lot of engineers. As you can see, killing those engineers cancelled the entire build queue that Dragon Force has put up, and he'll now have to set it up again. Again, you can see Flowing Water just defending his engineers with Mantis is not going for raiding at all, but just protecting his engineers so they can build up. The raiding party has entered in, however. If he can just stay in there and head towards the back end here, he can cause a lot of trouble. Unless those Mantises keep defending those engineers, which he should. Right, so Flowing Water here going on assault on the south side, not going for the 4 maxes as Dragon Force did. So he'll be behind in mass for a little while. Now we see a ghetto gunship coming out here. A ghetto gunship is the term we use for a transport filled with 6 light assault bots. And there's something special with it because the tier 1 light assault bot is the only unit that can fire out of a transport. So if you fill it up with 6 and you just float it around, it can fire out and kill lots of units. So it acts like a gunship. But it was quickly taken down by interceptors. But he managed to kill some engineers, killing Flowing Water's build order as well, and I'll have to get that last factory and probably some others up soon. Right, so we have a lot of factories coming out by Dragon Force. He's gonna try and mass up a lot of Auroras. You can see radars going down almost everywhere. Just constantly see and scout for raiding parties. Both commanders have taken over the side. If possible, Dragon Force will try to take over this whole area, and Flowing Water will take over this whole area. But as you can see, Dragon Force has only just started producing maxes in this area, while Flowing Water has this area covered already, as well as the east area. Going for the maxes up top here, it's an easily defendable ramp you can defend against, so those maxes are good to have, but remember that artillery, if with scouts, can just go to the ridge and fire over the ridge and kill those maxes instead. Also, it's a good point to have your radar, because we'll cover out this entire side, making you see what happens on that side. Now you can see Dragon Force here trying to deny those 4 maxes Flowing Water is trying to build. He easily gets up the ramp because no maxes are even there, just a small force. And it seems like early Tech 2 by Flowing Water, getting out those hoplites, absolutely necessary against Aeon, because you're just gonna beat them back at their own game. Auroras are just superb in just killing stuff at range, because they have a larger range than all of the tier 1 units in the game. So, but these hoplites have like the largest range of the tier 2 units, so that range is larger than those of the Auroras. So he's gonna try and microdose and kill off all the Auroras at range, beating them at their own game. Now you can see Dragon Force taking over this top area. He might wanna get that build. As you can see, he just managed to kill that build order. As you can see, here's that sneaky thing I was talking about earlier. He managed to snuck up a factory from the ridge and build a factory. Now he has built engineers there to capture these max points and give him a slight mass